and welcome back to Hope Education's Ask an ABA Therapist Parent Training Series, where you can ask me, an ABA therapist, a question about ABA, and I'll answer for you. So tonight's question is, what is pairing, and why is pairing so important? That's a good question. So first of all, pairing can have many different definitions in ABA. But tonight we're going to talk a little bit about pairing in the context of the time that an ABA therapist takes to bond with a child when they first start off in ABA. So as many people know, when you're doing ABA, you're doing a lot of discrete trial training and you're working on a lot of specific skills. Most parents are really eager to get started. Oftentimes you had to fight for services and sometimes wait for services. And so I understand why you want to get started right away. Here's the thing. When you have a child, especially a child with special needs, there needs to be a period of time where they bond with the therapist and build rapport before you really start getting into the work part of it. So oftentimes when you're doing ABA, a time called pairing will occur, where the therapist will come and they'll pair themselves with fun activities. The purpose of that is so that when the child sees the therapist coming in, they're not crying, they're excited to see them. An ABA therapist is working on things that are really hard for children. And anytime you're changing behavior, a lot of frustration can occur on the part of the child in that process. So what you want to do is make sure that the child and the therapist have the best possible relationship to ease some of that anxiety that the children are going to have and that stress, and to make it much more fun. Pairing can be a fast process and it can be a slow process. It really depends upon the child, whether they've received therapy before, their personality, the age of the child, and really just how well the personalities of the therapist and the child match. Sometimes it can be accomplished in just a few hours, and then by the second session you can really get going. And sometimes it can be a longer process, especially if a child has some sort of anxiety. So hang in there. If your therapist is asking to do pairing, it's a really good idea. What it's going to do is make sure that your child is set up for success and that foundation's there. If therapists start working on things too quickly, a lot of times what wind up happening is that relationship never really solidifies, and you wind up needing to get a new therapist and pull a therapist off a case. And that can waste even more time because then you have to start the process all over again. So pairing, it's a really important part, and it's something that you want to make sure you take enough time for. So I hope that answers your question about why pairing is important and whether or not it's worth giving up part of therapy in the beginning to make sure it happens. So if you have any questions I can answer, I'm happy to do so. Just email me at jessica@jessicaleichtweisz.com. I love to answer your questions. It's a passion of mine to make sure that parents have all the information they need to give their children the best possible treatment everywhere on the globe. So God bless, make it a great night, and check out our other videos at Facebook at Hope Education Services. God bless, make it a good night.